Greetings everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your host Captain Rye and today's video is World of Warships. Me, back in my Fletcher, doing what I do best in my Fletcher. To start off the video though, I've got a little bit of news, a little channel update for you. You might be wondering why there was no video yesterday. And the short answer is, you ever have one of those weeks where the universe, the world just conspires to drop as much shit as possible on top of you? Yeah, well that was basically my last week. Last week, if you'll recall, you'll remember that I had my video up on my trip to the USS Midway Museum. Well, while you were all enjoying that video, I was visiting my doctor and the dermatologist that I was referred to. See, I had developed a rash the Thursday after returning from the USS Midway. So that was about the 2nd or the 3rd, I believe. And the rash started small and started on my arms and slowly grew and grew and grew and grew until finally it was taking up most of my arms and had seemingly spread to other parts of my body. Yeah, a little bit concerned, so visited my doctor. The doctor didn't know what it was, referred me to the dermatologist. Dermatologist said it was bedbug bites. If you're not familiar with what bedbugs are, the short answer is they are a blood-sucking parasite that likes to live in people's beds, linens, headboards, generally the bedroom area. Once you have an infestation, you basically have to fumigate your place and your neighbors' places because they are almost impossible to get rid of. And the most common places that people pick them up is at hotels. So having been confirmed that they were in fact bedbug bites prompted some serious reaction from me. So last week, pretty much, I wasn't able to play a lot of World of Warships because I just didn't have the time between dealing with pest control, washing all my linens, spraying everything down, to make sure that there weren't any bed bugs that came home with me. And I also had to deal with the fact that the bedbug rash was incredibly, extremely itchy. 2 antihistamines, if you're familiar with Benadryl, you'll know that it can make you kind of dizzy, tired. Not the most useful if you're trying to play a game that requires, you know, quick reaction times. So I just didn't play a lot of World of Warships last week due to itchy arms and being on anti-itch, anti-allergy medications. Because this is my first experience with bed bugs, it took my body about a full week for it to develop a reaction to it, and the reaction was pretty severe. And it's still, a week later, has not gone away. I mean, I still have the rash on my arms, and while it's healed up quite a bit, it isn't 100% gone, and it's still itchy, and I still have to refrain from scratching at it, or I run the risk of basically re-inflaming the whole area and having to restart. Combine that with the fact that my new computer is now fully up and running, and I've got some games on it that I haven't been able to play in a couple of months. I've been taking a break from World of Warships and playing the games that I really missed playing, and one of those games that I've been playing is Skyrim Special Edition. I might not seem like the type of guy who likes to play Skyrim, but the short answer is I absolutely love playing Skyrim. There are times when I just need to take a break from reality, immerse myself in a good role-playing game that I can get behind with an interesting backstory for a character, new motivations, and just go exploring. With Skyrim and all of its DLCs from 5 years ago, I have something like 1,100 hours played in that game. Yeah, you heard that right, 1,100. 1,100 hours played in Skyrim, and so, you know, probably expect a similar amount in Special Edition as the mods for Immersion get put up there. If you're interested in seeing me do a Let's Play of Skyrim with my special brand of storytelling, specifically the backstories that I like to come up with for the characters that I play as their baser motivations for the game in general, and the playthrough, let me know in the comments down below if you'd be interested, and I can certainly do that. And finally, I have 15 alpha key to give away for a new game from PlayerUnknown. If you don't know who PlayerUnknown is, he is the Steam user who came up with the Battle Royale mods for Arma 3 and H1Z1. They are realistic military shooters. Well, H1Z1 not so much, but the Battle Royale mod was a more realistic game. He's taken the basis of the mod and he has turned it into a full-fledged game. And right now it's in alpha testing. It's a very restricted alpha test, and I do mean extremely restricted. In fact, this is kind of World of Warship's early alpha, where the server isn't even up 100% of the time. Well, I have 15 invite codes that are usable on Steam, and I will be running a giveaway for those, and hopefully I will be announcing that giveaway formally tomorrow with some footage from PlayerUnknown from the game Battlegrounds. If not, I'm still going to give those codes away, and I will still announce the giveaway tomorrow. So that is what's been going on, and that's basically been my week. With that out of the way, it's on to the battle. The battle at hand is going, well, it's going reasonably well. The main contention here on the map is at B, and there's a lot going on. Surprisingly enough, though, I've managed to go almost 7 minutes into this battle without hitting a single torpedo. The enemy team still has 2 destroyers, and when they started the battle, they had the destroyer advantage. At least in numbers, not necessarily in player skill. I'm still trying desperately to hit something with torpedoes, and now off in the distance, there is a British cruiser who's just popped smoke. Well, that British cruiser is within range of torpedoes, and with any luck, I'll be able to hit him with torpedoes. Managed to nail the Colorado with some torpedoes off in the distance as enemy torpedoes come sailing past. The enemy ships have spotted me. I am being spotted by hydroacoustic or radar. I do believe it's hydroacoustic, given how close I am to the enemy ships in front of me. And of course I'm driven out of my smoke screen, can't stay there. And the enemy aircraft carriers got me spotted with aircraft. But I get far enough away, I managed to get out of the range of the hydroacoustic, and with a cyclone, there's not too many ships I can see. I do manage to nail the enemy cruiser, that British cruiser, that was sitting in his smoke screen. I think that's going to be my new favorite thing to do, is punishing British cruisers for their indiscretion of indiscriminately popping smoke and sitting inside of it. You're a lot bigger than a destroyer. And I do love torpedoing things in smoke. So I'm going to try and get another salvo out at this other smoke screen here, and with any luck I'll be able to torpedo something else in there. There's at least 1 cruiser, and I think there's a destroyer as well. and I'm going to go ahead and start closing in. There's another cruiser that's going to make his run for that smoke screen as well, and that's when the enemy aircraft carrier has popped up. The enemy team is still trying to capture the B cap point, but we are holding onto it quite nicely. Managed to nail the enemy destroyer that was in there, and the enemy aircraft carrier is well within range. He's within visual range. Managed to hit the enemy cruiser that was in that smoke screen. And in hindsight, I should have continued firing at the cruiser, but aircraft carrier definitely a priority, so I'm going to go ahead and start shooting at him. Aircraft carrier puts out the fire on his flight deck when he was burning in several places, and now I've set him on fire again. So now he is just going to burn as he starts taking fire in from pretty much everybody. There's not much he's going to be able to do to avoid the inevitable that is coming down. I've almost managed to kill him. Can I secure the kill? Come on, get that kill. No, the kill was taken from me. That's alright. There's an enemy cruiser just in front of me. With any luck, I'll be able to murder him. Come on, get the kill. He's almost dead. And no, I don't get the kill on him. Well, that's disappointing. 2 kills stolen from me. I am substantially disappointed by that outcome. I could have had a Kraken unleashed. Oh well. Carry on. I know there's 2 enemy Colorados just up in this direction. That enemy aircraft carrier manages to auto-drop a bomber on me. I guess he flagged the aircraft to do this while I was sitting in the smoke somehow, and before I disappeared into the smoke, so the aircraft just waited around for me to leave the smoke long after that CV is dead. Now those 2 Colorados off in the distance there, they're just outside of my visual range. But they're inside of torpedo range, and I'm kind of hoping that my torpedo spread there will hit one of them with torpedoes. It would be nice to get more damage done. As you can see, I have my Confederate medal up there. The enemy team, however, they've still got 1 destroyer left, a Sims, and he's capping C after he's managed to take out our aircraft carrier. I'm the quickest ship, and apparently the only one in really any reasonable position to go and defend the C cap point. So I'm going to go head back here. I'm hoping that that Sims is almost dead, because I really can't go head-to-head against a Sims-class destroyer with the amount of HP I have left. It might be a tier 7, but it's got the same exact guns and the same traverse and reload as the Fletcher. So that enemy destroyer did manage to capture the C checkpoint, and as I'm rushing in, there's still the important factor of this cyclone to think about. That cyclone is limiting the visibility range, so if the Sims isn't a 15-point captain, and he doesn't have camo on his ship, although, let's be fair, he probably does, then I should be able to see him before he can see me. But with this cyclone, it gets a little difficult because the detection time's is a little bit delayed, and by the time I see him, he's almost in my detection range. He was apparently still in the C cap point as I entered it because he wasn't capping right away, but he's just left it, so I know, based on the detection range, where he has to be. And there, he's just popped up. He's got about half his health left. That's not a lot. So I'm definitely going to get the first shot off, but it's going to be a matter of whether or not I get the enough shots off to finish him off. Now he spots me, and I pop my smoke, and he does manage to hit me. He hits me really well, drops my health down there as he's blind firing. Gets his torpedoes away at the smoke screen, at the early smoke screen. But you remember my torpedoes? Yeah, I fired them off when he was heading completely the other direction. Didn't matter. Still managed to hit him with one on a blind shot while I'm sitting in the smoke screen. I cracked up laughing at this point. What are the odds of that? I fired that when he was maneuvering towards B. But apparently, instead of turning in to the smoke and closing the range to try and finish me off, he leveled out just enough to eat one torpedo right on the bow. At this point, though, it's just a matter of me capping out C before we finish off the enemy ships. And we pretty much are going to finish off the enemy at this point. We're chasing him down. The Cyclone is passing. So that Colorado, he's pretty much got nowhere to run at this point. And as I secure the C cap point, that Colorado is going to meet his end. Victory for my team. Not a bad game. 114,000 damage done, 485,000 credits earned, a pretty good amount of base XP earned on the Fletcher. Of course, top of the team for XP earned, and my division mates came in respective as well. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. If you liked the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. If you'd like semi-regular channel news and updates, stuff why I didn't have a video yesterday, you can do so by liking and following me on Facebook. If you'd like to help support me and my channel, please do so by donating at my Patreon. And if you've got a replay of your own to send me, please do so by emailing it to me. You can find the links for all of those in the video description down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.